Welcome back to my hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald Kaizo. Today's really exciting because it's a pretty pivotal point in the game. I'm about to get the good rod. I've already made a team for our upcoming encounters. And so I need to catch a Volt Absorb Chinchou. That's going to be the goal today. First, we are going to be getting an electric type Pokemon, hopefully, here in Mauville City. So the Mauville City encounter, let me show you, can be one of these Pokemon. All of them electric type except for Porygon. And we want it to be an electric type because we want to be able to test if the Chinchou that we encounter has Volt Absorb or not before we catch it. So what'll it be? Highest odds are Elekid and Pikachu. It's gonna be Elekid. That's alright. I think I would rather have that than like Voltorb or Mareep. Start by trying to put it to sleep. I'm going to weaken it with Geology, whom we're attacking here with for the first time. Give it one more attack to put it in the orange. In the red even, okay. And then let's throw a Pokeball at it. Not that time, all right. So we're gonna go put it back to sleep. I'll recover before I start throwing balls at it again. I do think this has a bit of a higher catch rate, so I'm not going to throw Pokeballs, I'll throw Great Balls. Now, this is one of 5 encounters I'm hoping to get in today's episode. I've thought of some names. I'm not really in love with any of them, so they're not going to be perfect, but alright, so we're here with Elekid. And again, our theme is classes you would take or areas of study, things you can be an expert at. I couldn't really think of a class for electricity, so instead I'm thinking I'm going to go with something like chemistry. Now this does have Shockwave, as we saw, and that is going to help me in my other encounters here as we try to get a Volt Absorb Chinchou. So we're going to pull him out of the PC. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I was looking for Chinchou. Okay. So let's add this man. Put Geology back. Give him a berry. Okay. And now we are going to use 3 different routes to try to get a Chinchou. The first of these will be Route 110, which we've been rappelling through for the last couple episodes. So as you can see, there's definitely some grass Pokemon Pokemon in the grass we could be getting. We're going to scroll down here to the fishing odds. We want to use Good Rod here. We have a 60% chance of getting Chinchou, but a 30% chance for the one we want, right? Because only half the time it's going to have that Volt Absorb ability. And if it's not, we're going to just run from the battle, because we'll have other chances to get it, and we don't want to ruin those chances because an Illuminate Chinchou is not good enough. And we're going to preserve our opportunities to get it later in the game. So the first step is hoping that this is a Chinchou. It is. Now the next step is making sure that it is the kind of Chinchou we want. So I'm going to Shockwave here, and it is Volt Absorb. Awesome. Okay. That is exactly what we wanted. We even get the paralysis on it, which is a great start. We can't put it to sleep now, but that's fine. I'm going to damage it here. Go into something a little bit safer from these attacks. Okay. I send in math here. Wow, that could not have gone any better, and that means that I'm pretty sure we're going to catch it at this point. That means that we still have all of our other routes preserved so that we can catch all 5 Pokemon in this attempt. Not that time. This is my first Volt Absorb Chinchou. I've never gotten this far and gotten one. Well, not yet. Okay, and the reason this is so important is because we're going to be up against Watson here pretty soon, which is the lightning type gym leader. And a Volt Absorb Lantern allows you to pivot way more strategically and to your own benefit when you're getting hit with electric type attacks. So we can keep restoring our hit points. So the name that I came up with for this one is going to be Game Theory, because this Chinchou has a theory that we're going to beat Watson. It had to be something a little unique, given that this is such a pivotal encounter. Alright, so that's awesome. We have 2 more fishing encounters here. I mean, we could do other things, but I think the best Pokemon we can get are going to be the ones that we can fish for. I heal up here in between. So our next route that we're going to be looking at is the one where we got that fishing rod. Route 118. So here's what we could get in the grass. Like Manectric is decent. Intimidate Growlithe is fine. Nidorino, those are okay. But what I really want here is this Tentacool, this old rod Tentacool. So that's what we're going to go for. Tentacruel has great special defense, and it's really bulky. So that's going to be great for us down the line. Not necessarily for this gym, but down the line is what I want to be using. All right. I'm going to say it's, and quiet too, which raises its special attack. Makes it slower, which isn't ideal, but that's why we put him in the layout today, because I was really hoping that that's the outcome we would have gotten. Okay. So we can put some water Pokemon, because the next 4 encounters we're going to try for, or sorry, there's only 2 left. 3 encounters we're going to try for are all going to be water Pokemon. So let's add these people. This can stay in the party. Now, how am I going to damage these Mons? Suppose I'll seismic toss them with this. Yeah. That seems the best option. Let's level up Squirtle a little bit. So I have the rare candies, as you saw in the last episode. I'm not going to let Squirtle evolve here, but I'll just level it up so that it's doing more damage with Seismic Toss. Should I learn Secret Power? No, it's going to get Body Slam, so it doesn't matter. We're delaying Squirtle's evolution because it will learn Bubble Beam at 28, which is better than Bubble. And we want to get that before we level up. I think that should be fine for these encounters. Let me give it a berry if it doesn't have one. It does. Okay. Something didn't have a berry though. I'll just slap a berry onto Marine Biology and Physical Therapy. Right. Let's see if we can get ourselves a Tentacool. A Carvanha would be fine too. We would want one eventually, but we won't need it for a while. We're going to be using the old rod, right? Double check that as soon as I get over here. Yes. Okay. I did have one attempt where I used the wrong rod, and that was really unfortunate. Okay. It is that Tentacool. So I'm happy to see that. Seismic Toss. The reason this is a good move for catching is because it can't critical hit. It's just going to do the damage that our HP is. So I know this can't KO. Could probably use a Pokeball on this if I put it to sleep, so I'll do that just to get some use out of them while I still have them. Theoretically. Carvanha's dark typing is good. There is an Alakazam that's coming up way in the future that I'm very concerned with how to beat, but can't think too much about that, and we're still back here. And we haven't gotten that far ever. Okay, and Tentacool is caught. This is going fantastically. Do I want to give it a nickname Tentacle? Yes. I think this one's going to be Toxicology. Awesome. Okay, we have 2 more encounters. The next one is going to be in Slateport, which we also passed up. It has some grass that also has a bunch of electric type Pokemon. We only have the one, but I think it's better to try to get another bulky water Pokemon there. These bulky water types are good in all kinds of competitive Pokemon, but this is no exception. And this time, the one that we're going to be going for, let me scroll down to Slateport here. Or is it up? Here it is. Okay, so the Slateport grass has all those almost the same identical ones to Mauville. But what we're going to go for here is the Mantine. Horsey would also be good. Remoraid would be less than ideal, but I feel like we've already come out ahead on these encounters. So I'll be pretty happy with whatever we get here. Do we need to switch Pokemon? Probably not. We just want to Seismic Toss again and then put it to sleep. Got a little bit of walking to do to get back to Slateport. We're also going to go all the way back to the beginning of the game to get our final encounter here, because I also skipped... Here, let me put on Repels so I don't encounter any Pokemon. I also skipped the very first encounter of the game. It was possible to get Goldeen or Luvdisc early on. I ended up getting Luvdisc at the Old Town encounter. But I saved that one because Corphish is better than those 2 Pokemon, and you can get Corphish with the Good Rod, which we now have. So we're going to go back and get that encounter in this episode as well. Okay. And here in Slateport, we're going to go fishing, hopefully for a Mantine or a Horsey. And which rod are we using this time is Good Rod. Okay. Did I put a berry back on Squirrel? I don't think I did. No, I didn't lose it. Okay. It's a Remoraid. Okay. Well, can't be too mad about that because we got the Chinchou, and it was only like a 58% chance for us to get that Chinchou. The one with Volt Absorb. So it was not a guarantee by any means. Okay, we do get confused, which is annoying, but this shouldn't be a very difficult encounter. We do get the Seismic Toss off. I'm not going to stay in here. I don't want to get critical hit or anything. I'm just going to go put this to sleep and throw some Pokeballs at it. I feel like this is probably an easier encounter. You can get Remoraid on one of the earlier routes in the game, so I feel like I can just use some of those Pokeballs again. Yes. Alright. So, what kind of... I hadn't thought much about what Remoraid's nickname, if we got one. Remoraid's styled after a firearm, so maybe... and artillery is a tank too. So maybe like how about like a tactics sort of like a military tactics course. Not really familiar with what kind of classes they take at service academies, but let's go with like militactics, like military tactics. That's good with me. All right. And then our final encounter is going to be in the place where it all started. Okay, so Poliwhirl is going to be swim class, and that concludes our encounters. Back to trainer battles. Okay, so we got 2 encounters we really wanted in the Chinchou with Volt Absorb and the Tentacool. We got one that I'm, okay with, the Elekid being one of the better of the electric types that you could get there. And then Poliwhirl, it's not what we wanted, but it's better than what we could have originally gotten, so I'm okay with it. And the Remoraid was the disappointing one, but I'll take it. So I'm happy with these encounters. I'm ready to keep going. I'm going to level up my Pokemon, and then I'll see you next time while I take on some of the trainers. All right, thank you for watching.